So if you end up going to your new domain, if you enter that into a browser window and push return, or you'll get a page that looks like this, which is good. This is a good sign. That means that it's working. So to log in, the next step, would be to actually log into WordPress using that username and password. So in order to do that, you'd put in your URL that you purchased or your domain that you purchased, and then a /wp-admin. And you're going to do that every time you need to log in. That's the login URL for your site, your WordPress login URL for your website. So marywarddesign.com/wp-admin. If you enter that in, you'll get a login page. And so I'm going to go to those installation details that we got right after we got done with HostGator. We had these installation details that I copy and pasted. So my username is admin. Hopefully yours is too. And then just copy that password. So Command C, go back to this login page. So I'll put an admin as my username. Really easy to remember. And then Command V to copy in that crazy password that they give you. I'm not going to save that, but because I'm going to change it. We're actually going to change that password right away because it's kind of a crazy password. So it's just kind of that first initial password that you get when you do this stuff. So so now that we're logged in, this is the dashboard of WordPress. This is what it looks like. And we can actually visit our site if we hover. This is the name of the site right here. It has like a little home icon. If you hover over this, you can visit your site and you can see what it actually looks like. It doesn't look like much right now, but we will fix that. And then if you hover over your name again and go back to dashboard, it'll take you where we were before. But one of the first things we want to do is we want to change that crazy password so that we can get in here. So we need to go into users. And then here's my profile here. I'm admin. That's my username. So, and then there's my email, and I'm an administrator, which means I can do anything to this website. So we want to push edit. And then we want to go scroll all the way down. And then new password, we want to generate password. And then we'll put in our new password, which, yeah, I'm going to hide mine so you guys can't see my password. Not like it really matters, but, I don't really want anybody logging into my site if I can help it. So I'm just going to use one I use a lot. And it's really, they said it's medium. It's not a very good password, but I'm going to make it that. And you can also put your, your profile picture in here. And, you could fill this in if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. So update profile. Here, let me enter this in one more time because I'm a little afraid that... Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and save this password. So that's the updating of the password there. So the next thing that we'll do is we will go into our plugins section here on the left-hand menu. And we're actually going to delete some of the plugins that were brought in here. As you can see, there's all these different plugins that come just automatically as soon as you start your site. And a lot of the stuff we don't really need, and the reason that we end up getting these is because hosting companies make partnerships with plugin developers, and so they end up just trying to get you to use these plugins, and a lot of it is like stuff we don't really need. So we just need to clean it up and get rid of these and then actually install our own plugins that we actually need. And plugins are, it's kind of hard for me to explain it, but it's like WordPress is kind of like the main vehicle for the website, but it can't do everything. Like, it doesn't come with a really good contact form. So you'll have to download a contact form in a form of a plugin. So you'll go into the plugins and search for contact form plugin, plug that into the site, and then you'll have a really nifty contact form. Or let's say you need a really good calendar. So people, all over the world are developing different plugins for calendars. And there's a lot of different ones to choose from that you can go through and you can install them. It's kind of like almost like an application on your phone or something, you know, like sometimes you're like, okay, I'm going to search around and everybody's developing. A lot of the Android stuff is open source. And so, you know, there's a lot to choose from, and plugins are kind of like that. And I guess one analogy might be that your house is, you know, it doesn't come with a TV, but you can go out and buy one and put one in your house. And then now you can be kind of entertained with TV, or you can go out and buy a refrigerator and now you can, you know, chill food in your house. And it, you know, WordPress is kind of like the house, but the TV and the refrigerator are kind of like little add-ins that you can add to it so that you can do extra cool stuff, I guess. So in order to do that, we'll have to click on this, and then deactivate, and then apply. So that'll deactivate all of them. And then we'll click on this, and then we'll do delete. So this is under the bulk actions drop down. So we want to click them all active again by clicking on this checkbox by plugin and delete, and then apply. It'll ask you if you want to do this, and say okay. So, and then it'll just delete them all. There we go. So, okay, well that seems to be, they seem to be all deactivated and deleted. Okay, so now that those are all deleted, the next thing that we need to do, you know, we're just going through like the initial setup stages. You may not totally understand all of this right now, but these are just things that probably some of the first things that you do when you actually log in. Delete those plugins. Change your password obviously first, and then yeah, delete plugins. And then we can also go into settings and permalinks. And this is actually, let me show you this first. So if I go to Mary Ward Design up here with the home button and visit my site, we can look. So if I scroll down and maybe I click on this most recent post, which is kind of like a page of my website, even though my website doesn't really have that much content. But if you go to this Hello World page, that post page, we can look and we can see the URL up here, and it's pretty messy. So you'll say marywarddesign.com/ you think it would just go straight to Hello World, but there's all this extra stuff in there. Index.php/2019 plus, you know, whatever, you know, 129 Hello World. Like, you know, preferably we would want this to not have all this extra crap in here, and it would just be a nice clean URL like this. So we're going to fix that. There's actually a way to fix that. We can go to the dashboard. So click back on your name and push dashboard so that we're back into the dashboard here. And we will go into settings, permalinks. I don't really know why it's called permalinks. It seems like it should be called like URL structures or something like that. But so it's on a custom structure like by default, which ends up being like index.php, like year and the month and the day and then the post name. And it's like, no, we don't want that. We want it to be the name of the page, or sample post is how they said it here, which I think is confusing. But we actually want to click on this post name and get it off of this custom structure so that we can save, or so that we can have a cleaned up URL. So if we save those changes, that will clean up our URL now. So if we go here, visit our site, and then we click on that that same recent post, and this is almost like its own page, but now our URL is clean. It's a nice clean URL. So that's kind of what we're looking for there. So like the next thing after we fix the permalinks, we want to go back into our dashboard. So we'll click on our site name, or not click on it, just hover and then push dashboard. So we can get back into our dashboard, and we want to go to updates. And we just want to see if we have the latest version of WordPress. You have the latest version of WordPress. Future security updates will be applied automatically. So, so yeah, we're good there. It's always good to check and make sure that you have the updated version of WordPress.